Just breaking. Training week this week, I think I did really well. I'm going to give myself a 9 out of 10 because there was one morning where I slept through my alarm and pushed through and gave a solid 40-minute effort. So I was happy with that. I'm starting to see a little bit of discussion and everything on the Hunt 1000 Facebook group. There's a lot of people out there with a ton of experience who can tell you the do's and don'ts and everything like that. But I'll be the first to admit I don't have the best equipment, I don't have the best knowledge, the best skills, the best experience. And that's the whole point. I'm going to go out, and if I make it 2 days and I go, wow, that's some steep terrain, and understand why they want bigger, fatter tires, lower air pressure and stuff like that, I feel like I need to make those decisions for myself, but without being naive to the point where there's things that I'll absolutely do some research on. You know, early mornings to get up and over a big climb and sleep low rather than sleep high because the weather can change in an instant, especially up at Mount Hotham. Things like that, I'm absolutely going to heed warnings and take on recommendations and listen to the pros. And, you know, when they say, you should probably consider this, I'm going to listen to them.
After a good night's sleep, I was feeling $1,000,000 and ready to take on today's challenge, a huge 2,800 metres of climbing before finishing off the day with a steep, brake-burning descent down to the Wanagata River. Water resupply points were pretty scarce and the temperature was set to rise quickly, so I decided to hit the Tamborutha road climb early to avoid the heat. 1,200 metre climb, averaging 6%, so it's doable and it's beautiful. I'm really glad that this climb is like earlier in the morning. If it was late in the day and in full sun, that'd be tough. But now I think I've climbed about 500, 700 remaining, and I've just gotten to the rainforest type section, so you can feel the temperature dropping a little bit more now, and just makes it really a lot more pleasant. Onwards and upwards. What an achievement. 1,200 plus meters of climbing in probably just over 3 hours, and I've made it to Lost Plain summit, 1,480 meters. I'm happy to say that majority of it was rideable, and I got off and pushed a little bit when I was starting to get a bit sore, like in the butt, but I had it in my legs, so that's a really good sign, and really good variety of open views. And then we went through a little rainforest section, and now, because I've stopped, the flies are attacking me, but I'll be honest, the flies are pretty persistent up here, but I'm feeling on top of the world. The heat hasn't really got to me that much, and just having a really good day. Really feeling good. I'm going to try to get the drain out and have a look around, see where I am. Quick story. I thought I'd share with you a bit about how I estimate my daily ride times. Komoot is my go-to platform for planning bikepacking routes. It's user-friendly, free, and offers detailed insights into the terrain I'll likely encounter. It even warns me about potential hiker-bike sections. I also use other apps like Strava and Ride with GPS that provide similar features, but I find Komoot's fitness scale tool is the most helpful for estimating my ride times. It uses a fitness level scale, which I can adjust depending on the type of ride I am planning. I found during training that when I had the Donna fully loaded for bikepacking, the in good shape setting gave me the most accurate ride times. This setting has become my new default and allows me to estimate my arrival times confidently. This lets me focus on enjoying the ride rather than constantly worrying about timings. This is the second last climb for the day, and I'm feeling the heat. It's 3:30 and the afternoon sun is beaming. I'm just walking shade. I'm just walking from shady tree to shady tree.
I'm severely dehydrated.
And it's 10 k's downhill into camp for the night, and I can feel myself. I'm sunburnt. I've put sunblock on twice today, but obviously not enough, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. So let's push on. It's such a good view. The steep descent to the river was a lot tougher than I had expected. I really felt like I was pushing my brakes to their limit and started to wish I had packed some spare brake pads for this trip. I feel like this was probably a rookie mistake and one not made by experienced bikepackers. I will definitely be adding brake pads to my packing list for any long rides in future. Bike is real. I'm just about 100 meters from the top of this 600 meter vertical fire trail hiker bike section. And you know what? The body still works and the head's feeling good. I'm in a good place still. Video never does it justice, but that is a steep, slippery hiker bike. Definitely the hardest hiker bike section yet. I have to say, this is not a new fashion trend that I'm setting here. Just before the steep hiker bike section, we passed through some single track and I came very close to stepping on what I'm pretty sure was a copperhead snake. My ankles were feeling pretty exposed by that point, so I decided to make some homemade gaiters out of the leg warmers I had with me. It was better than nothing. Desperate measures. Last mouthful of Snickers. And I dropped it on the ground and then I stepped on it a little bit. Actually, you can see there's a bit of a pebble in it. My poor teeth, my poor belly, but my mind is full of this. Great dividing range track. Get to the pointy end of today now. It's good. I know the camera never does it justice, but if I put it level with my bike, hard on the brakes then. This is the Great Dividing Range track. It sounds like it would be some sort of luxurious, beautiful four-wheel driving track, not come with sharp, jagged slate. I hope the other guys didn't miss that turn off. I almost did because I was looking at how good the view is. Everything's like a little bit blue, a little bit grey, a little bit purple. Gum tree leaves are bright red. And because it rained a little bit, it's so crisp, crystal clear. Like the ridge lines on every mountain, you can just see for kilometres and kilometres. And they're such thin lines. It's incredible. 6 k's to go to Murray's Hut. The weather's coming in, but I think I'm going to make it just in time, or a little bit wet. Either way, I'm pretty sure the hut is just over that ridge line. And this is the other side of bikepacking. Hunt 1000, almost guaranteed rain. And they weren't wrong. Also, Murray's Hut doesn't exist, or I couldn't find it, so I'm just soldering on to the next hut. It's meant to be good views of clouds. 4 k's to go and 300 metres extra climbing. Okay, I'm ready to talk now. So a bit of drama this afternoon, I guess, or tonight. So rain came in, and it came in heavy, and where I was planning to stay was Murray's Hut. Came in right on 5 o'clock, which was when I was planning to, and I was like, perfect day, chill out in a little hut for the afternoon, dry out some stuff. Anyway, the hut was not there, or I could not find it, or there were no signs. I don't know, can't explain that one. So I had a guy called Glenn behind me, and he's like, oh, I'm going to this amazing view hut and 6 kilometres up the road. So I'm like, all right, I'll push on to that one. And it was starting to rain pretty heavy. So we pushed on for another 6 kilometres and a lot of hiker bike. And it turns out there was no hut there either. And it was up about 1,500 metres and fully exposed. And I could see the rain coming in on an angle and people trying to set up tents in a hurry. And I was like, I just had bad feelings. Bad. No, this is too exposed. I've got a bivvy and a tarp. I'm not going to have a good night's sleep here. I was prepared to rough it if I had to, go into survival mode, but I'm like, look, still daylight, I'll push a little bit further. So I pushed, and thankfully, as you can hear, rain, I come across this little, I don't know what you call it, but I guess it's a bin. But I'm off the ground. I've managed to make a little burner and I'm having apple pie for dinner. Got all my warm, dry clothes on. 10 k's from Hotham, so hopefully it's not raining in the morning, or if it is, it's just 10 k's to push for a hot brekkie and then roll down into Omeo. I'm in a good spot, good headspace. Haven't broken me yet, Dan. Good try. Anyway, I'm gonna look into my apple pie. Night, y'all. Alright. Morning. Surprisingly, I actually slept pretty well last night. Every couple of hours I woke up and I filled a Gatorade bottle with boiling water. So it was like a hot water bottle. So my body was nice and toasty. Yeah, I got a good solid 2 hours sleep in between those refills. Everything's wet, but now I've actually filled that water bottle with boiling water and wrapped my shirt around it to try to get some heat in it before I have to put cold wet clothes back on and try to push to Hotham, which is not ideal because Hotham is the highest point on the trip and fully exposed to wind, sleet, rain. So there's a good chance I'll be an iceberg by the time I get to the general store. The general store opens at 8:30. It's currently, let's say 8 o'clock. But it's still raining out there. I'm in no rush because once I get to the general store, I can get like a hot meal, coffee, but I'll be cold and wet. so I probably won't want to be stopped still for very long at all. But then it's a lot of downhill on fast roads, and normally I'd be cheering. I'd be like, yes, fast Ks. But I will turn into an iceberg. So I've got to be super careful about how I take that on. And I'm hoping I'll have just enough charge to make a call to Omeo pub and just make sure that there's a room and a hot shower waiting for me. And then I know mentally that I can just push to Omeo. Well, these are the tests. I will be cold, I will be wet, but I won't be hungry. K's to hot coffee. Hoping it doesn't rain because I've made the decision to wear my warm, dry clothes and tough it out, because now I know that I've got a room at the Omeo Hotel. Let's do it. Definitely foggy, so I'll be putting all my lights on and I'm wearing my high vis. A hot water bottle shoved down my shirt. I'm actually feeling pretty toasty, so that's a good sign. Halfway today. That's massive. I don't know if I can bring myself to put my heart rate monitor on. Gold. Things I do for stats. Okay. 5Ks to Hotham, baby. That's a good sign. This is the hut that I was trying to get to last night. Pretty stoked that I managed to find that bin. Well, if you do not enjoy pushing your bike up hills for long distances, this is not the event for you. Fortunately, I really don't mind. I love this bike, it rolls well. It's got the Scrubs podcast playing in my left ear, listening out for cars with the right. Even though I can't see the views that I remember, it's a different kind of amazing view. Like the fog and the huts. It gives it sort of an eerie, pretty, just kind of one of those pinch me moments actually. I've got 93 metres left of elevation on this climb, and then I'm just going to send it into Hotham. Straight to the general store. Biggest cup of soy latte that you've got. And 2 nights in Omeo.